Hello and welcome. I'm MrZinkz, and this is my Minecraft water bending tutorial here on EtherealCraft server. Before we get started, I'm just going to go over a few of the essential commands you'll be needing to get started on your bending journey. The server IP, Discord, and store page will be all down below in the description. Let's get started. So, if you haven't chosen an element yet, you're going to start with bending choose element. After that, we're going to do /swap element. That's for you to change it in the future. /bending bind to bring in any moves onto your slots. Then bending help, which will help you learn how to use the moves. And then we have bending display, which will show you all the moves available to you in that element. Alright, to get started, we're just going to head over into the arena. In the arena, you start with all of your moves unlocked. So we're just going to head over here into the icy water area for our water bending tutorial. Alright. Starting off with our first ability, we're just going to press on slot 1. And we're going to bind water manipulation. For this, and all water moves, you must select a source before you begin. So, if we look here at the water and we press shift, we'll see these smoke particles appear. That's telling us that we've selected this water source for where our ability is going to come out of. So now that we've tap shifted here and we click, it's going to send out a water manipulation. You can also do it from ice and snow. And plants are optional as well. This is one of the key water bending moves. And after you fire it, you can keep moving it around until it leaves your range. Moving on to slot 2, we're going to bind water arms. This one's a simple move, but it is also 6 moves in one move. So we're going to just tap shift while looking at a water source. And now we're going to have water arms. Now if you look here on the right side of the screen, on our bending board, it'll show 6 moves: pull, punch, grapple, grab, freeze, and spear. Well, hello, Prankable. If we grab him with number 4, we can move him out of the way. Pull, you're going to pull someone near us. If we switch to 2, it'll punch someone. 3 is grapple, so if we click at a nearby surface, we'll be grappled up to that. 4 is grab, like we just did with Prank. Switch over to 5 for freeze, we'll be able to shoot a couple ice blasts out. And 6 is spears, which will shoot the water arms off us and freeze whatever it hits. If we move to slot 3 and bind Surge, Surge is 2 moves. So if we click at a water source, we'll see our smoke particles, and if we hold shift, it'll bring up a wall of water. And if we click while holding shift, it'll turn it into ice. Additionally, we can tap shift a water source, see the smoke appear, and if we click, it'll send out a wave of water that will launch us and or knock back enemies. Slot 4, we're going to bind Torrent. Torrent is a 2 move ability as well, so we're going to click at a water source, hold shift, and we'll get a ring of water around us. When we click and keep holding shift, we'll be able to direct a torrent of water. And it will last forever until it leaves our range or we hit something with it. And if we click, when it impacts, it'll turn to ice and freeze whatever it interacts with. The other way you can use torrent is to select our source, hold shift, and when we release shift, it'll launch a wave of water completely around us. For our fifth move, we're going to bind octopus form. For this one, select your water source with a click, hold shift, and it's going to create an octopus form. Now it is a timed thing, so it'll only last for a couple seconds, but in this mode, when you click, anything that tries to come in will be launched back and deal a good amount of damage. Okay, moving on to slot 6. We're going to move over to Water Spout. Water Spout is WaterBending's main movement ability, so we're just going to click and we'll be on a spout of water, like so. And we can hold space to go up and hold shift to go down. Additionally, we can click, see our particles pop up, hold shift, and we're going to ride a wave of water in whatever direction we are looking after we release shift, like so. Now, if you want to do the spout version, you need to be over a water bending block, like water, ice, or snow. But the key is, don't look at the water, because if you look at the water and click, you're going to create the source to create the water spout wave to ride. So instead, while standing over your water source, you want to kind of look up and not look directly at it. And when you click, it'll activate the spout. It does take a little time to get used to. Moving to slot 7, we're going to bind Ice Spike. Ice Spike is an ice bending ability, so when we click at an ice block, it will launch a spike of ice up. Additionally, if we look somewhat up and tap shift, a bunch of ice spikes all around us in an AoE will come up. The other way you can use Ice Spike is if we do a little tap shift, select our source, and click, we'll launch a block of ice out. And this will slow enemies when they get hit by that. For our 8th ability, we're going to bind Ice Blast. This one, you're going to tap shift to select your source and click, and it'll send out a blast of ice. For slot 9, I'm going to bind Phase Change. Phase Change will change the water into ice when you click, or if you hold shift, it will melt the ice. And that will do it for our water bending tutorial today. Thanks for watching. Alright, to finish off this video, I'm just going to do a quick little water bending fight with Unprinkable here. Make sure to check out the server. The IP will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching.